Sönke, you've been telling so many stories about post-war Germany, about the Soccer World Cup 2006, about Pope Joan. So why did you tell this story now?
I like family. I like family movies, and the film is based on a novel by Jan Weiler. He's quite well known in Germany. Jan Weiler, he did novels like Maria im Schmeckt's nicht or Das Pubertier. That was quite well received in Germany, and for this he's doing since 10 years. He's doing a column, yes, in a German paper, and finally he made a book out of these many columnas, and the book, the producer bought the rights for the book. I was skeptical in the beginning, but then I like the family. I like the relationship between father and son, especially. So they are auf Augenhöhe. I like the way they treat each other. It's with humor, and it's that's what attracted me, for example. And also when children, I don't know who has the experience yet, but when children leave the house after 18 or 20 years, when the focus of the family was only on the children, almost only on the children, it's not easy for a marriage to survive when the children are gone. So when the project is gone, and many marriages cannot, they don't make it after that, and I think it is a problem, but it's also a chance. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you depart from each other, if you don't have to get divorced, but if you sometimes life goes in different directions, and then you should be able to do it with respect for each other, and you can be friends after a marriage. That's first.
You have been giving a beautiful summary of a real German drama in good German grey tones. But you didn't make it a drama. This is a comedy, and people have been laughing all the way. So why choosing the comedy?
First of all, it's my favorite genre, and I think there are comedies and comedies. And the comedies that I like most is when the story could be told as a drama too. So I think a good comedy is only one step away from a tragedy, and that's a narrow, thin ice, and with another Notenschlüssel, it's a tragedy.
I think another part of the success are these incredible actors. Well, Hannes is pretty well known in Germany. I don't know who of you has seen Hannes before in his favorite roles? Oh, not too many. So how did you get the idea to cast Sebastian Wetzel for Hannes?
Yeah, Sebastian there's a movie series in Germany called, well, they all have different titles, but his character is called Eberhofer, and he's playing a Bavarian policeman that made him very famous there. And I think that men always, not always, but most of the time, men are very slow. Women they know so much things earlier than men. So even if a relationship is in the end, the man says, "Whoops!" He doesn't really realize that what happened. If he realizes, like Hannes, it's too late, and his physics fits so much into the character. I think his belly. But he's a good actor also. This is
incredible optimism. This morning, after drinking many espressos like Hannes, and as we do in Melbourne, we noticed that this is a type in literature. I mean, I don't know how many have read Simplicissimus, Candide by Voltaire.
I don't.
Franz Bieber in Berlin Alexanderplatz, these incredibly naive guys, but keep just bouncing. Even if they get kicked every 5 minutes. He was lovely. He was really amazing. And to tell you another secret, I've seen it second time as well. it was so much better than the first even. So come back and the festival needs to see it again. Absolutely. How about her? I've never seen her.
Who's her? That's Vanessa. Yeah, she's quite new in Germany. Nobody knows her in Germany. She was playing theater most of the time at the Düsseldorfer Schauspielhaus, one of the best theaters we have. And I know her from the stage, and I think she did a very good job. So it was a good chance for her to make a step to the movie world. And from what I hear back from Germany, it was not her last performance in a movie.
We hope so, yeah. Another very important role in this ongoing drive of Hannes and the film is this incredible music. So what can you tell us about the music?
Well, there is a score which is composed by Helmut Zerlett. For me, he's just a genius because he can compose everything. If it's Spanish, he can do flamenco in no time, and I think it fits very well. So we had the idea that the character of Hannes also reminded me a little bit of Woody Allen characters, and he uses jazz a lot in his movies, and we thought this might be a good way for the score. And then we have, of course, Herbert Grönemeyer, who did the song, the closing title.
Was that expensive? So?
Yes and no. It was not cheap, but it was much cheaper than we feared in the beginning. Okay. And no, the good thing is that Herbert and I, we come from the same area. We know each other, and I think that made it a little bit easier. So the company was saying, "What? So wenig, so."
Another thing you notice when you see it twice, the dialogues have been incredibly juicy and witty. So, did you write them?
No,
no.
I wish I could, but no. Jan Weiler, the writer of the novel, he's amazingly good in writing dialogue. And then at a certain point, he couldn't improve the script anymore. And then we had a co-writer. His name is Robert Gold. He finally made it smooth and as smooth as it should be. So it's Jan Weiler's Verdienst.
Okay.
And Robert did his.
But Jan Weiler, as far as I understood, in his column, he's writing little observations about his family life. And this is a film with a plot. So was it difficult to make these little pieces into an overall piece?
Yes, it was difficult. And it took a long time. So surprisingly, longer than I thought. So it took us 4 years to make a working screenplay out of these columns. And I think finally it was good enough. And sometimes good things need their time.
This is your chance. If you have something, if there is a mic around, yes, there's a mic around somewhere. If you have a big voice, just try it without. There is somebody there. There comes the mic.
Hello, thank you so much for a beautiful film. My name is Claire, I'm a film producer, so I very much appreciate all the work that went into that. I just wanted to commend you on your writing and how I saw everyone in the audience from different generations now for different times. So it's beautifully researched so that we can all connect to it.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was not a question, that was a compliment.
Have you watched any Australian movies? And if so, how do you think they're different from German ones?
Yeah, good question. I saw Australian movies, of course. One of my, I can tell the story. One of my favorite was Picnic at Hanging Rock. I told him that the other day in the car, and he said it was so slow and so. And sometimes I didn't see it for 30 years now, but at that time I really loved it. So Peter Weir is one of my favorite directors anyway. And you also had some great directors of photography here and some great actors.
anymore? Yes.
I'm from Hamburg originally, so I loved all the different locations there where the film was filmed. What suburb is the family home?
Where does... So I shot the movie in Hamburg last year in February, March, around this time, and I fell so in love with the city that I live there now. So I know what you mean. The house was in Volksdorf, which is very much it's almost not Hamburg anymore. And Sebastian Wetzel, the leading actor, although he's obviously Bavarian, but he said, yes, I can finally, he lives in Hamburg, and said, well, yes, finally I can make a movie in Hamburg and stay at home with my family. But he lives on the other side of Hamburg. He lives like in the Elbvororte, and so he had 1.5 hours per day in the morning and back in the evening. So he was only partly happy about this.
Thank you. First of all, very much thank you for coming. I've been here for 15 years. I'm German originally. It's always wonderful with German filmmakers and actors come over. We don't see them that much, obviously.
It's a long way, that's why.
Yeah, beautiful. I was wondering, because I love all your movies, and I've never thought about it from the perspective of looking back at your movies when you made them and you said you see mistakes. Looking back at your movies, would you have made any of your movies very differently or just little parts?
Not very differently, and sometimes some of the films that I made, I don't like them at all. But it was the time, you know. I was young, I didn't know better, and it's okay because I learned from the mistakes also, and even if a scene doesn't really work out in the end, and you cannot cut it out because otherwise the audience would miss some information which is important, you can always put some music on it so that nobody really realizes that the scene was not good. But when I sit there, of course, I see it, and I think, okay, next time it should be better.
Has filmmaking become easier or more difficult after 30 years?
I think much easier because of the technique. When I started doing this job, to light a scene, you needed so many lamps and there's so much technique which you don't need anymore today because you have so much possibility in the post-production to fix things. That's really great progress.
Cool.
Just quickly, what about making a movie now today with all the streaming content you have? And do you think about that as well? Like, is my movie gonna go in the cinema, or is it just gonna be consumed on Netflix or somewhere? How do you get that influence your?
It doesn't really influence me because it's clear before. So when you start shooting a movie, and the way of financing tells you either it's a streamer or a movie. Of course, I'm movie team fan because for me it's nothing better to see a film together with an audience, especially with comedy. It's another experience. So I try to do my best, and I'm happy that I can work for the big screen, and I intend to go on like this. And I've never been asked by the streamers to do something for them, and I didn't really miss it because no, it's the movie against.
You started with comedies, incredibly successful. I wonder if you remember Kleine Haie, Little Sharks, Bewegte Mann, millions of people going to that. Then you went different ways. You had Pope Joan, you had Das Wunder von Bern, which is very iconic, and then you returned back to the comedy. How's that?
I like the genre, and it's easy for me. It's I feel very close to the genre, and it's much easier, you know. And when you get older, you also get more foul, lazy. And it was such a pleasure to do this film in comparison to when you do an historical film, it's so much unlove, so much effort, and it's also a question of money, of course, of financing. And a film like that is quite easy to finance. And of course, I have to pay my rent. I have 3 children. It's a lot of. It costs some money, and I also do make films to support them.
Your children left home and they're studying now. So any autobiographic moments in this film?
Not really, no. People are laughing about this. It was not what we call in Germany Autorenfilm. Autorenfilm means that the director or the writers they only do for show what they experience themselves, and it's great that they left because they have to go their own way, and it's such a big freedom that comes back to you. When you don't have to wake up in the morning and do their school breads.
Or scrambled
eggs or whatever. I can travel where I want to. I can come to Melbourne without asking anyone, and that's a.
Or you asked me. Or we asked you.
Yes. No. I think I asked you. Anyway, it's not my first time here. We know each other. If you want, I come back with the next film. I don't know, you have
to. Nothing to add to that. There is wine and beer outside waiting for you. There is a film director who obviously has plenty to tell, waiting for you. Thank you so much.
Most of the things sound better in German, I can tell you. So I'm not as used to speak English so much. It was long ago, and anyway, we'll see.
Thanks to the wonderful team of the cinema, and it's been great being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.